Hello, I'm Julie. I started a research project to understand what factors affected older adults' life satisfaction during COVID-19. When the COVID-19 pandemic started, the Canadian government placed some restrictions on the activities. However, the restrictions brought some negative impacts, such as social isolation, and it especially affected older adults. As a result, the restrictions did not consider older adults' needs of feeling a sense of belonging within their communities during the pandemic. Multiple studies shown that the government restriction that led to social isolation had negative effects, such as increased stress, anxiety, depression, and cognitive decline. Furthermore, Amor and colleagues conducted an international research and showed that COVID restrictions, such as not being able to meet others physically, decrease life satisfaction. Thus, the objective of this research was identifying factors that affect older adults' life satisfaction. By understanding which factors affect, I could make relevant suggestions to develop supportive and targeted programs. So after getting ethics approval, I advertised my survey on social media, especially Nextdoor and Facebook, and organizations for older adults, such as Proactive Seniors and Third Action Film Festival. The link to the survey on the Qualtrics platform was available in all research advertisements. After 1 month of collecting data, I analyzed the responses using SPSS. So the average age of the participants was approximately 70, and over 80% were Caucasians. Interestingly, the percentage of the participants who were talking to their families and friends very frequently before COVID-19 decreased during COVID-19 from 42% to 25.6%. There was a similar but smaller dip in the percentage of participants who were communicating frequently. However, the frequency of occasional contact tripled. And how participants communicated with their loved ones shifted before and during COVID-19 as well. Before COVID, over 6% met in person, but now that number has decreased to 7%. However, phone calls has doubled. The use of virtual meetings have more than tripled. Lastly, less than 25% of participants received social support from nonprofit organizations. When asked if they would prefer virtual versus in-person events, about 60% preferred in-person events. Of that, more than 80% would like to meet their friends and family in person, but many also wanted to participate in a variety of these other in-person activities. Based on the responses, I do recommend educating and supporting older adults to set up phone calls or video calls. They could be organized by nonprofit organizations or volunteers in facilities. Secondly, organizing a check-in program with volunteers could increase older adults' sense of belonging. Lastly, I would suggest that organizations provide opportunities for older adults to participate in social activities in their community. For example, volunteering or checking up on others via phone calls or in-person meetings, depending on their vaccine status. So finally, I'd like to thank the PURE program within University of Calgary and the organizations who helped advertise my research. I'd like to thank my supervisor, Dr. Jinyoung Julie, for all her guidance and support. Thank you.